Try again. Welcome to Moonlight Madness. Today I'm doing a reading for Earth air sign, Sun, Moon or Rising. The decks I'm using is the Fairy Tarot deck by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine, the Fairy Oracle by Lucy Cavendish and Selena Fenwick, the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reid. And I've pulled these today on the 1st of February. And it talks about, this particular reading talks about mentioning people like, who are, because there's a lot of Taurus cards in this reading, which surprised me because I was reading for air. You may have Earth heavily placed in your chart. You may have strong Virgo placement or a Taurus in your placement in a moon or in a rising house, and so that can also add to this being quite Earth-based. I might want to mention one of the famous Tauruses, and that would be Rami Malek in Queen, and how amazing he was in the role as Freddie Mercury. Fine food, fine wine, comfort, all your coins and luxuries. That is the Taurus energy. So the reason I mentioned him is that he paid quite a high attention to detail. It was almost like what Elvis Austin had to do the role of Elvis. He did just as much work. He never sang a note in his life professionally, so he had to learn from a voice coach on how to sing, and it was his voice they used in certain parts of the singing part of playing the Queen. I was really fascinated by it. So the first card I pulled is the Empress. This card is also Taurus energy. So you may be acting like a Taurus person at the moment. You may be mothering yourself. You might be nurturing yourself and nurturing others as well. So air can act like earth sign sometimes. This time of year, maybe you need to nurture your mind and body, change your diet a little to include healthy choices for yourself. It's also talking about, you may be parenting your brother if you are currently living at a home with a sibling, or you may parent your children and your own parents. You may be saving for a new car because your car is starting to have issues with the Chariot in this placement. So it's saying about the Chariot, and that's also Sagittarian energy. You may have a Sagittarian energy. Navigating between the darkness and the light, that is the true nature of any person. They have dark thoughts and they have light thoughts, and it oscillates depending on what you've been watching, the people you've been hanging around. Can all influence your aura. If someone's angry in a room, I'll sense that anger and I'll go home and be angry afterwards and not even realize why I'm so angry, because I'll sense it, being an empath. The High Priestess, you may be very highly psychic. You may have that quality, and it may be something that's been handed down to you from ancestry. So it might run through the family. Everyone may have someone in the family that's a natural seer, witch, whatever you want to call them, High Priestess. The High Priestess is the counterpart to the Hierophant. She's the female version of a preacher. So there's that. And it's talking about, you may be happy with your intuition right now. It may be really spot on at the moment. It's a perfect time to do readings for others, meditation, if that means walking, running, fishing, doing Tai Chi, Taekwondo, drawing, which I tend to do in my spare time. I did this yesterday. It's off a drawing that was first done by Helena Scott. And what inspired me was the book I got from the library called Transformations by Harriet and Helena Scott. And what got me onto this book is that I was reading a book by Tia Cooper, who talks a great deal about a butterfly collector. And she was from the Maitland area. And she used to, back in the 1869 or 1867, she was the first person to find a specific type of butterfly that they only thought existed in Queensland. And so that put Maitland on the map, and Ash Island on the map, which is now Kooragang. If you're a local to New South Wales, you'll know in Newcastle that Kooragang Island was nothing there to begin with. But that butterfly drew attention to the area, so they started to then build what it was known as the BHP and steel factories and things like that. Okay, so it's talking that you need to maybe do something that you like, and it's something that you love, that you're really good at, whether it be writing script. You may get downloads from your subconscious during sleep. I watched an awesome movie called Roads Leading to Rome with Sarah Jessica Parker. You may meet someone who is a tourist from a different country and a different cultural background, who may be from Hollywood. Or you may have gained his notice, his interest, might have piqued his interest. So this All Roads Lead to Rome. The movie was centered on a girl and her mum who had issues, and they go to Italy, and they drive along these winding roads. And I thought I was having a vision in my sleep the other night for my son who went to Melbourne. The Great Ocean Road is winding roads, but it turns out it wasn't that. It was this movie I was led to. And this movie was shot in Italy, and all the roads were really winding, like in the movie, in the TV series The Discovery of Witches. So when I dream about winding roads, I'm led to a movie that has the winding roads. That's the law of attraction. That's how it works. What you put out into the universe is what you'll attract. So if you're angry, you'll get anger back. If you're nurturing, you'll get nurturing back. It's about how you treat people and how people treat you. In the recent past, you've got the Wheel of Fortune, and that's to do with luck. It could mean you need to have taken a lotto ticket out. You might have won some money in the past, or you used to like to go and get a scratchy and win on the scratchies, something little. You can also talk about in the past you may have had a lucky break or a lucky cycle, and hair growth, or your hair grew really, really long and you dyed it a golden blonde. Hair could be your, like gold, like in Rumpelstiltskin. You may have shed or shaved your head and had a Britney moment, Britney Spears, and then someone placed a wig on your head because that was a self-soothing technique you did as a child, and you needed hair to go to sleep with, to play with. 1 year ago, you may have been unwell, and now you're healthier mentally and physically. The Six of Swords. This is about moving. Maybe you recently moved from a warm climate to a really hot climate, or a cold climate to a warm climate, or vice versa. It may have been a vision quest. It may have been you going there overseas to commence a vision quest, to work out a sadness or get over a person, perhaps to get over a fight with a parent, or to heal your inner child's wounds. So I make notes, as you can probably hear, and that's what my script is. Just so I don't leave anything out, because I can channel these messages and then I'll forget that I've channeled this certain person for a certain reason. I remember it was called Mr. Robot. My son and I used to watch it back in 2016, and he was fascinated with that actor. That was in Queen, Rami Malek. And I started channeling in my sleep all this water, and it was black water. And at the same time, I was also channeling for Natalie Wood, because they reopened up her case on whether or not she was murdered or not, and it was in the Black Sea. So there was references to the Black Sea, which is in Egypt. If I'm right geographically, I'm pretty sure I am. Or close to Egypt. It's like the islands around there are close to the Black Sea, which is where Natalie Wood drowned. So it has no oxygen below 200 meters. So the fish, it's so warm, the fish swim above a certain level because it's so hot. And if you fall in, you have no oxygen, you have no chance. So I was very sad as she died. Okay, so I was channeling the Black Sea, so I thought I'd mention that. And so what I've picked up is at the top of the cards reading is you got the Two of Cups, which is the partnership card. It's the romantic card. It's the falling in love, all of a sudden being swept off your feet, being love bombed. It says do not give up on a relationship. It can be healed. So possibly you may have had an argument or a misunderstanding if you're already in a relationship, or you're the one proposing to a soulmate, a twin flame connection. You may wish to meet a lover, a partner in crime, or you may already have met your future partner and just don't know it yet. You could be married and still have some wrinkles to smooth out in a relationship, and this is telling you to not give up on it. Eight of Pentacles is to do, and as this is like a reading for this space in time. So it's a snapshot, it's a window. It's not run your life by the stars. It's not every time I do a reading you have to take it as Godspell, like as gold. This is for entertainment purposes, but I do see things. I do channel messages for people and places and things, and generally sometimes it's celebrities as well. I seem to get celebrities and royal family. I get channel messages for two particular royal members of the family, and that would be not Princess Kate. It's to do with the Duchess of Sussex, which is Harry and Meghan. I always get messages for them. So it says a university or an open foundation online course may be yours soon to undertake. You could be a research assistant or feel to do more research. See, she's got the books there and she's taking instruction from her grandmother on learning how to sew. So it's saying here, you may be undertaking research or feel the need to do more research on an idea or a business idea that is to do with a beauty line or how to apply new techniques to a current skill you have that is in the beauty industry. You may have a good eye for detail or colour. You could be a mentor or teach new up-and-coming apprentices in your line of work. Prosperity, abundance and advancement. Your talent may have been passed down to you through your bloodline, and you're ancestrally gifted with a clairvoyant, which is far seeing, clairaudience, which is far hearing, clairsense, which is through sensing, or there's another one, I can't think of the name of it, but it talks about psychometry, which is touch. So you can touch something and pick a reading up off it. That's what I do. Well, that's why I hand wash all my clothes, because I don't want to pick up on anyone else's energy. Some people call this a gift and other people call it a curse, depending how you look at it. Then I've got the Five of Summer. This is things beyond your control. Your health will sometimes flare up because you pushed yourself for too long and your shell, your body, is needing a rest. You may miss out on an opportunity, job, or career for your own health needs. Remove yourself from anything that worries you, that's toxic. Pace yourself, and Rome was not built in a day. So chip away at the goal. You have a killer drive and motivation, but don't burn yourself out. Don't watch scary movies before bed. Channeled message, and actually a direct message to my oldest sons that watch scary movies and wonder why they have nightmares. I would never let them watch it with me. Six of Spring. This is to do with smart choices. Ticker Tech parade. Think of Andrew Johns in the parade down Hunter Street, like a gold or a rock star. You have gone through a battle recently, whether that was achieving a bachelor degree or just balancing work and study, and results are positive. Chariot, being in the spotlight. Success is coming for you. This is what's around you. Or maybe you already have some type of success and you don't like going out in public or around large groups of people because you feel like someone's going to try and touch you or get a reading from you by bumping into you or grabbing your bag or something like that. So it says here, you need to think of self-discipline. Think of training for a marathon. You have to work up to it by running hills first to get the hill climbing. You do hill climbing for weeks on end. It's usually over a 6-month period to do a marathon. I trained for 6 months before I did City to Surf. I've done the City to Surf 5 times now, maybe 6. I think it was 6 times. So you have to get the breathing right. Then you've got to do 2-kilometre runs. Working up to 14 kilometres is a process. You have to steer beyond the negative self-talk. The Three of Cups is to do with news, good news. So someone may be celebrating a birthday, a christening, a graduation. This is in your future. It might be your close blood relative, a brother or a sister who's graduating at the end of this year, and you're going to celebrate with them. Or it could be to do with a wedding, a housewarming, an engagement. And that's what that means. And then I pulled some other cards for clarification. And the first card I put with the Five of Cups, with the dodging a bullet and getting out of the road of someone's negative, toxic energy, is there's 2 sisters around you. Possibly they are twins, and they may scheme and plot and try and throw negative vibes your way. Just trust me, it won't work, because you are protected by the divine. And not only are you protected, but you're also protected by your great grandmother who is sending out protection for you. They're looking at you and they're not kind, these beautiful ones, but do not fear. It is truly an indication, time for you to clear ground, balance and protect. It's time to approach your energy work in a disciplined way, each day until it becomes second nature. While learning the lesson of this card, it can be a short step away to feeling victimised, harassed, or picked on. Take all necessary measures within the law and the bounds of what you understand to be right to protect yourself, along with moving through an attack without being touched, because you have strong protection and good psychic health, supported through practice and discipline. You are sensitive, and because of that, you must trust your instincts and your ability to discern what is truly taking place. You are sensitive, and you can also sense lies and hurtful things that are possibly being said. Do not retaliate. Take action on your own self. It will not hurt you. You will not be hurt when you realise that the weapons of attack have nothing to do with you personally. It's jealousy. Even if you are being attacked personally, you are not other people's ideas about you. Do not become their lie by responding as if you are. Clear ground, balance and protect yourself. Do a protection spell on yourself. That's good news for anyone who's got family members that are also psychic. I always do protection spells on myself every other day, so good luck to them. It rarely gets through, even in my sleep. Okay. And once I sense that they're in my head, I set the alarm and wake myself up so I can get out of it. Oh, this is double meaning here. This is the 46, the Fairy Lovers. Came up when I pulled it on the Two of Cups as a clarification card. It talks about love, new love, romance, falling in love, courtship. It's like when we fall in love, it's important. It's like breath, food or water. We fall in love and the world is lovely to us. We radiate a dense kind of golden glow. We find it hard to sleep and eat and our chakras are wide open and spinning. And our cells sing to our beloved and oh, how we pine for them. Even to just be with them for a moment. We think of them all the time. New love can be stronger than the will to live. And finding love can give us the desire to be live forever with our beloved. It is not the same as mere lust or desire. It is more necessary and for our existence, that either splendid though that can be. When we fall in love, we experience euphoria, bliss and rapture on such levels that to return to a normal state seems very wrong and unnatural. Our dopamine levels fire up, leaving us feeling like we're about to receive the greatest gift possible than we are. Love is sweet and powerful, and it is nectar to our own divinity. These fairy lovers here have found each other. They are courting still, and they know not the sweet rapture of giving it to the desire, but it is coming and it is yours. There will soon be flirtation, interplay, exquisite energy, activity between you and another. You are to be intoxicated and drink of the fairy nectar, and know what it is to be alive. Fiercely, brightly, fear not that it will burn bright and brief. This flame, if you accept the cycles of magical time, could last forever. Smitten, crush, and ambrosia drink. You're about to fall in love. It's going to be a beautiful other who'll be spellbound. Do not fear. They will love too, and the rapture that will come from this coming together will outweigh all the fear you have experienced or anticipate, and it's lost in the past. This love is new, but it may also be experience of a revival, of a very deep, fresh love in a mature relationship. Courtship, being romanced and kept off your feet. You have to excuse my voice. I've got a cold in my throat, I think. You'll find in your love are both magical beings who respond best to being outdoors, wild and free, where you stay in love and experience union. Oh, rapture in the wildest of joys. That's such a nice card to pull. It's one of the best cards in the deck, I believe. Then we have yin, feminine energy. So with feminine energy, what you need to do, air signs, I know a lot of air signs tend to be androgynous, and especially Aquarian energy, we tend to come across quite strong and quite masculine. And to a male that we're trying to attract, if that is the strong masculine type, they're going to think you don't need them or anyone else in your life, so why would they bother trying to court you? It's saying to tap into your more feminine energy, allowing them to bring things to you. So would that be a gift? If someone's giving you a gift, then let them do that. Letting someone else make the first move. Gathering information and taking the cues, the art of conscious allowing. It's a time of calculated receptivity as you gracefully await what is coming to you, ready to accept it when it appears. Yin does not involve frozen dreams or even resting, but rather consciously allowing things to flow to you, poised to receive the bounty that will be made available to you. It implies sensitivity as you study the actions of others and contemplate how they will affect yours. Remember, you must make space for miracles to appear. Be the shaped, not the shaper, and you'll see how quickly your dreams manifest. Okay, then I've got why. And this was in the past. This is a card I pulled for the recent past. Oh, actually, no, past, as in over a year ago. And, well, over a year and a half ago, I would say. It's about motives and driving intention, the power of saying why. There is a great power in understanding your motives right now. The Oracle asks you to be very clear about why you're asking the question, looking for the answer, behaving in this way, and most important, making the choice. Knowing your why is the key to fulfillment. When you are clear about it, your intention then is a magnet for miracles. Motive defines the nature of your experience. When you think about something, feel it, and then act on it. This invisible why is the life force energy within the seed which brings to life and holds the potential for growth. Yeah. Sometimes people trigger us and our behaviour from past issues. Why am I feeling this and why did I say that? And spend some time in introspection. The answers may be surprising. Listen to the messages from your intuition, from the knowing deep within you. What does it tell you about yourself and others? And in the end, life is all about being loved. Miracles and a deep understanding of your needs and how to get them met are the buried treasures of the why. Uncover them by posing the most powerful question you can ask yourself and your partner today, why? So it's also talking about career and creative ventures and the ticket to your greatest success. Are you driven by desire to serve? Does your prosperity impact the greater good? When you envision your most prosperous life, are you guided by a sense of purpose or by need to make money, acquire things, save for the future, or all of these? No motive is bad or good, but having an agenda hidden from yourself will lead to disappointment and possibly failure. Be clear about why you want the things you do. If the motives are true, accept them. If they are not, change them so you can step into your most extraordinary life. Yeah, that's very true. And something to do with fame. If you become famous, then people admire you and approve of you, or maybe you want to be famous and reunite with a partner who rejected you because you believe that your love continues to be strong. But deep down, what you really would desire is to have the last word with that person. Now is the time for deep soul searching of the why that drives your choices. What you uncover will set you free and bring you even closer to your happiness that you seek. So some of you may have done some counselling in the past to figure out why you made the choices you did, why you said the things you said, and why you chose the people you have closest to you, around you, who may have done you a misjustice, who may have betrayed your trust in some shape or fashion, and who judged you. That's for somebody out there specifically. Thanks for listening, and if you want to leave a comment, that'd be great. Give the click, thumbs up, or if you contact me personally, there's the details is kellyhardyman28@gmail.com. I haven't set up PayPal or anything yet. I'm just doing this for something to do to raise awareness, to help other people out there that may be struggling. And I think a lot of people have gone through a lot this year, in the last couple of years, which is why I started the blog and then it became a channel. So if you wish to contact me in order to get a personal reading, or to eventually, once I get myself looked at and watched more, I'll get a donation button set up. But for now, this is just a bonus for everyone out there. Thank you.